In the outer reaches of the Andromeda expanse, a derelict starship drifted silently among the debris of forgotten battles. Its hull was scarred, its engines cold, and every galactic authority had long since labeled it worthless, abandoned in orbit around a dying star. The vessel had become a ghost story whispered among stars. The rusted Titan, they called it, a ship that could never fly again. The ship's AI, barely functional and burdened by centuries of neglect, blinked dimly in the shadows. Its memory banks were fragmented, a collage of missions that never reached completion, and it longed to serve, to protect. But no one would give it a chance, until one day a human freighter appeared, piloted by Kale, a mechanic known across the fringe systems for miraculous restorations. Kale wasn't seeking glory, nor fame. He was searching for components, spare engines, anything that could make his small fleet profitable. When he stumbled upon the rusted Titan, most would have ignored it. Its condition made it seem beyond repair. But Kale saw potential, something the galaxy had lost the ability to recognize. He docked carefully, running diagnostics with tools that hummed and flickered under his touch. The ship's AI awoke slowly, cautious, skeptical, and for the first time in centuries, someone listened to its warnings and suggestions. Kale chuckled at the outdated protocols. "Don't worry, old friend. We're going to make you dance again," he said. And the ship felt a spark of hope it hadn't known in centuries. That hope grew as Kale dismantled engines, rewired circuits, and replaced hull plating with alloys scavenged from fallen satellites. Every bolt and wire became a lifeline, and the ship's systems started to hum in harmony once more. Yet even as the repairs progressed, Kale knew he had to do more than fix it. He had to reinvent it, turn this forgotten war relic into something extraordinary, something the galaxy could not ignore. The neighboring colonies watched with skepticism as the human mechanic labored day and night. They had all rejected the ship, written it off as a relic of failed designs. Humans and their stubbornness, they muttered, but Kale paid no attention. He saw the ship as it could be, not as it was, and slowly, a bond grew between the human and the machine, a trust that would soon be tested in ways neither had imagined. Kale worked tirelessly, his hands moving with precision. Guided by instinct and a lifetime of tinkering, the rusted Titan responded to every modification, its engines roaring softly for the first time in centuries. Sensors blinked alive, weapon systems powered up cautiously, and hull plating began to shimmer under the light of the dying star. Kale didn't just repair the ship, he upgraded it, incorporating alien technology scavenged from battlefields, quantum reactors, and even experimental human designs that were considered too dangerous to deploy. The AI named relic by Kale marveled at the innovations. Its centuries of knowledge combined with Kale's ingenuity to create a synergy neither had expected. The process wasn't without challenges. Hull breaches threatened to tear the ship apart. Malfunctioning weapons nearly ignited catastrophic explosions. And strange anomalies in the reactor challenged Kale's understanding of physics. Yet he persisted, driven by a vision of what the Titan could become. Slowly, the ship evolved from a forgotten relic into a sleek, formidable vessel, its silhouette gleaming with reinforced alloys, weapons capable of devastating planetary defenses, and engines that could outmaneuver the fastest warships in the galaxy. Kale's human intuition gave the ship flexibility, creativity, and adaptability that no AI or automated system could replicate. As news of the ship's resurrection spread through fringe systems, whispers turned into all galactic authorities that had scorned the Titan now watched with uneasy fascination. That ship, no one could have imagined it would rise again, they muttered. Meanwhile, Kale tested the ship in simulations, orchestrating combat scenarios against fleets 10 times larger. The Titan responded flawlessly, improvising strategies, predicting enemy movements, and unleashing firepower with deadly precision. The bond between human and machine deepened with every test. Kale pushed the ship to its limits, and the Titan pushed back with a loyalty and intelligence that surprised even its creator. Finally, after months of tireless labor, Kale and the Titan emerged from the workshop orbiting the dying star, ready to face the galaxy. Unseen threats lurked in distant systems, alien warlords, and galactic bureaucrats who underestimated humans. But Kale and the Titan were ready. They had been rejected by all, but together, they were about to prove that the galaxy had underestimated humanity. The Titan sliced through the void with a grace that belied its battle-scarred past. Kale at the helm, relic humming beside him. Every maneuver tested the limits of physics, yet the ship responded with perfect synchronization. The galaxy, however, was not kind to untested heroes, reports of an approaching fleet of Zyrian marauders. Reached Kale before they even emerged from hyperspace. The Zyrians were notorious for decimating planets. Their warships faster and deadlier than anything in regulated space. Yet Kale did not flinch. They'll learn what humans are capable of, he said, eyes gleaming with determination. As the first Zyrian scouts appeared, the Titan activated its newly enhanced sensors. Scanning for weaknesses, calculating and anticipating attacks, Kale guided the ship through narrow asteroid belts, forcing the enemy to overextend. Virik managed weapon systems with precision, unleashing plasma turrets and micromissiles with surgical efficiency. The Zyrians, expecting an easy victory, were stunned. Their ships faltered. Engines damaged, shields pierced, their communications filled with panic. How is this possible? Their commanders whispered. Kale grinned, exploiting the chaos. He guided the Titan through a daring maneuver, weaving between enemy ships while firing concentrated bursts. Each strike incapacitated multiple vessels at once. The Titan, once discarded and forgotten, now commanded the battlefield with an almost sentient creativity. Virik noted the coordination. Kale, your instincts defy logic. And the human only laughed. Instincts and guts, old friend. That's what makes humans unpredictable. The battle raged for hours. And the Zyrians, though formidable, could not match the combination of Kale's ingenuity and the Titan's might. One by one, their warships fell, some fleeing in terror, others reduced to drifting wreckage. Finally, the fleet commander, a massive dreadnought named Karvath, emerged, his shields bristling, weapons primed. Surrender the Titan, human, or witness annihilation, he boomed. But Kale merely tightened his grip on the controls. You'll have to do better than threats, he replied calmly. The Titan surged forward, faster than anyone predicted, evading the dreadnought's volleys while returning devastating counterfire. Karvath's ship shuddered under the assault, and for the first time, the Zyrians saw humans as more than fragile creatures. They saw them as predators, adaptable, relentless, and deadly. When the dust settled, the Titan remained unscathed. Kale's laughter echoed through the void. Virik hummed with quiet pride, and the galaxy took note. Word of the human mechanic who revived a dead starship spread like wildfire. A forgotten relic had become the symbol of defiance, and nothing would ever look at humans the same way again. Victory in the void brought no rest. Kale and the Titan were celebrated across fringe systems, yet with fame came scrutiny. Galactic authorities who had once rejected the Titan now sent emissaries demanding allegiance. Spies infiltrated communications, and whispers of sabotage crept through the corridors of power. Kale refused to bow. We don't negotiate with cowards hiding in shadows, he told Virik, and the AI agreed. Then we must expose them before they strike. Strange anomalies began to appear aboard the Titan. Energy drains, minor system failures, and corrupted data streams suggested a hidden threat. Kale traced the intrusion to a clandestine network of spies embedded within the Galactic Council. They sought to seize the Titan for their own, to weaponize it against the very people who had created it. Kale's solution was simple yet audacious. He decided to confront them directly, infiltrating the Council's orbital station with the Titan disguised as a derelict freighter. Virik managed the cloaking, scanning for traps, while Kale navigated through heavily defended sectors. Inside the station, Kale uncovered the depth of the conspiracy. Officers who had scorned humans plotted to steal the ship's designs and eliminate the mechanic who had awakened it. Kale moved swiftly, disabling security drones, overriding doors, and confronting the council members in a chamber lined with observation windows. You underestimated us, he said. And the humans who had joined him in secret showed the council the cost of arrogance. Virik unleashed non-lethal electromagnetic pulses, disabling weapons and machinery, while Kale confronted the traitors with calm authority, demonstrating the Titan's superiority, not with destruction, but with precision and intellect. By the time reinforcements arrived, the conspirators were exposed, their plans destroyed, reputations ruined. The Council had learned a critical lesson. Humans did not wait to be acknowledged. They acted, adapted, and overcame. The Titan bow, once forgotten, had become a symbol of resilience and defiance. Kale and Virik returned to the void, their bond strengthened by trials of both combat and cunning. And yet, Kale knew the galaxy held even greater threats, ones that would test both man and machine beyond imagination.